What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Impel Forward podcast. I'm your host Leon, and that there is my co-host Renee. What's going on, Renee?
What's good? We got a
And
special person.
yeah,
To,
today we'll go ahead and let you introduce Mr. Allen
yeah,
Bell, talk all that
I
good
always
stuff.
got to introduce people, but I'm okay with that. I'm
Go
okay
ahead,
with
let's
that.
go.
I would like to call him my friend. This is Alan Bell. He is a Oregonian, such as myself.
Okay, I
Pacific
said
Northwest,
Because
but okay,
from
I
the
got
Great Northwest, because I
the
get it a lot,
Pacific
Alan.
Northwest.
Trust
They don't
me.
know what the Pacific Northwest
Pacific
is?
Northwest. There are Black people
The
in
great,
Pacific
the
Northwest.
great Pacific Northwest. Let us
The
add
great, period. I have known Alan for a long time. He probably doesn't even remember. We were in a class together in high school.
Yes, we were. Mr. Baker.
Yeah. Mr. Who?
It was Mr. Baker. It was English.
Mr. Baker, one of my favorite
Yeah.
teachers. He would give Alan.
I remember.
Alan would give him hell, but he would give it right back. Mr. Baker was cool.
He was. He was.
Yes.
Alan, you was a troublemaker in school.
I was a class clown. Yeah, I was.
He was funny. But let me tell you something. One thing I know, two things for certain. He was always smart. I believe I copied his homework a couple times.
You had. Oh, you got a good memory. You
Yes,
got a good
yes.
memory.
So
I was a class clown, but I was always.
he was always on point.
School wasn't nothing for me. I was doing a lot of stuff outside of school, but when it came to school, I already knew that once you got in the classroom, homework is on the board. I'm gonna probably do the homework in the class, and then I just knew how to read through the paragraphs and get the point. And it's always been easy for me. That's all I just say that.
For sure. Like math, numbers, he was on it. He was on it. So yeah. And he was, I believe, I don't know, it was a mixed crowd in our class. But yeah, Alan was in the class. He was always great, always been funny, always been a people person, and people automatically gravitate to him because of those traits, I would like to say. Great man. Businessman.
That crowd was definitely mixed because it was a little, you know what? And that is actual evidence that I actually went to Grant. Because, I don't really claim that too much.
I don't know why. You're a general. First and foremost, you're a general.
I'm a demo. Let's not do that in front of company, Renee. But I did, most of my best friends come from Grant. I can't hold you on that. So, but then I switched over to our rival school.
Yeah.
My junior year. And I fought it for a little bit, but I can't lie, man. Jeff had it moving over there, man. It was too soulful. It was really. I don't take offense to the East Side High thing because it was soulful over there. I felt welcome. I fought it for a week, but then I was like, oh, I ain't messing with y'all. But then it was, man, every passing period they hit beats on the walls and we rapping, and it was nostalgic. So I was like, I came in after a week. I was like, yeah, let's do it.
I give you that. I give you that, but our school, Grant, was beautiful. That was a beautiful campus.
Yeah. Hold on, Wing Wong.
Right.
That's when the Whoppers costed 99 cents. You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? He was,
funny.
and well, the best of both worlds. So he went to a school with me, general. He went to a rival school, which was Jeff, which was demos. And so when you say the best of both worlds, he has that in him. And he's been able to build a community based off of, being in the mix and in the crowd of that. So I want to welcome the person I would like to call a friend. And, I support friends, and he supports me. When I reached out to him, even though our schedules conflicted, he still was like, yeah, no problem.
Nah, I got you. Thank you. I appreciate the introduction, man. That was a nice intro.
And
let's get into it. Let's get into it, Renee.
Leon been so excited to meet you.
Yeah, she talking about that.
He's been so excited because I told him, like I told you, you guys kind of have similar paths. So,
as she stated, I do have the best of both worlds. I am a very well-rounded individual, CEO of a business, a thriving business, expanded business. And then, there's that other side, it took me a long path to get to this point of being who I am today. And I got a checkered past too, because I was the best of both worlds. In high school, I was a class clown, do all this, but throughout the years, I did some gang banging. I've seen the penitentiary walls. I've seen all that. I Seen the best of both worlds, literally. God been working on me for about 2 centuries. So
Really?
that's
How
20
did you
years.
get involved in it? In the street?
Man, it was I would say because like, I come from a divorced family. My mom and my dad split up when I was a baby, like literally like when I was in my mom's stomach. And I always was, looking for me. And I'm gonna be totally transparent for this whole interview. Um, Most of the class clowning was me just trying to. That was like a defense mechanism. I didn't want people laughing at me, so I made sure I was funnier than everybody. And I just was, I was. But I'm an upbeat dude. But if you rub me the wrong way, how can we cuss on here? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. If you rub me the wrong way, I'll whoop your ass too. I'll do all that.
Yeah.
I'm like that, but I'm cool. It
Right.
takes a lot for me to get to that point, but I was just really looking for myself and looking for my spot, looking for my identity. And then, I had some cousins that was notorious, and I was like, I just started going that way. And then once I started getting the recognition for that, and that was more recognition than, football and all that, I was like, it was a different type. It was that excitement, that intensity, and that, life life threatening. It
Mm-hmm.
just made me like, it took a hold of me. I ain't gonna lie, and it was exciting. It
So you
wasn't.
kind of fell into the gang and because you were around it. It was
Yeah, it
more
was.
like building a family.
Yeah, I had a sense. I had a sense of belonging there. My
Mm-hmm.
dad. I ain't knocking my mom. My mom is dead. Rest in peace. She was definitely instilled everything good in me, and and some bad things. But then my dad, he was more so like a straight up and down father, provider. He worked most of the time, so I had a lot of free time to like kind of roam and do what I wanted. And I'm the baby of the bunch, so everybody else was doing their stuff. My older brother, God rest his soul, he was a local star and a community activist and all this. And for a long time, I fought my calling. I remember my dad told me that he was like, you come from a long line of leaders and you fight it. And being young, I'm like, I ain't trying to hear all that. Like, what are you talking about? But now that I look back in my age and my hindsight, it's like I've been leading people a long time. It's just sometimes I was leading them the bad way. Sometimes I was lost. We was all raising
Mm-hmm.
each other. But yeah, that's where I found that's where I found my spot at for a while. And it got comfortable. And even with all the bad stuff that came with it, it was like I didn't care. I was like, this is where I'm at.
So your
You
dad,
know what's crazy? I didn't even know that you were in a gang. I just knew you as Alan.
See, it be like that, man. A lot of people, when I
I
tell
didn't know
people that,
that.
they be like, well, I'm like, I was really managing at that point in time. I think when I was in high school, I was really managing it a lot better because it was like I see the first freshman year, the first 2 semesters, I got 5 Fs and 2 Ds, and then my dad finally got a hold of the report card and he whooped my ass. And then after that, I was an honor roll student after that. But I was still doing everything that I kept doing. I just knew once if I got my grades good, like I was smart. If I kept my grades good, he wasn't gonna say nothing to me. And
so
that's
you
what I
grew up
did.
with your dad in the home?
Yeah, they was divorced. My mom was born and raised in New Orleans. My dad was born in Texas, but he ended up here with my grandparents.
Okay.
And I've been going back and forth between New Orleans and Portland. And that's
Oh,
very key because New Orleans is a big part of my business.
Mhm.
okay.
So you
So
were
yeah, I
living a
stayed
double
with my
life.
dad.
You were living a
Yeah,
double life.
I was straddling the fence for a very long time until
Mm-hmm.
it got to the point where I couldn't straddle no more, and that happened low key. Like after high school, it was like, okay, you gotta, what are you doing? And then I still kind of did it. I would be cool. I remember even when I was on parole, my PO would always be like, "Alan, you too smart to be doing the dumb shit you doing." I'm like, yeah, whatever. I ain't trying to hear all that.
So what did you end up going to prison for?
First time I went to prison, I shot up a house and they charged me with first degree burglary. I don't know why they said burglary, but
Yeah.
first degree burglary and assault with a deadly weapon and possession of a loaded firearm. That was the first time I did. They gave me 60 months, but they gave me the option to go to boot camp and then I could cut 3 years off. So I had to do like a year, I think, before I could qualify. And then I did boot camp. And I always shine light on boot camp because boot camp is when I really started I like to think that's when my change process started, because
Mm-hmm.
that's when my cognitive part started kicking in, because they started making me look at stuff and think at stuff on a way deeper spectrum of what I was thinking. And they really, shout out to Miss Austin, that was my counselor here. She really
Mm-hmm.
made me peel back some layers that I didn't even, as a young black man, I didn't even really know what they was talking about, layers and all that stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then, but she really peeled me back, and then I was like, damn, I'm tripping.
What
And
was
Mm-hmm.
your
that's when the
age around
cognitive,
this time?
huh?
What was your age around this time?
I think it was like 21.
21.
Yeah, I went to jail. I went to jail April 3rd, 2000. Yeah, I was 20. I turned 21 in jail. I was 20 when I went. I turned 21 in jail. By the time I got to boot camp, I think I was 22. Young. Ooh, Jesus.
So
Young
what are some of the things they was teaching you about?
cognitive thinking, decision making skills, team building, time management. Really, my thing was the mind thing. I'm really like a mind dude. So when they got to that cognitive thinking errors, and your belief system, the Franken reality model, stuff like that, stuff I never even heard of until I was in these classes.
Mm-hmm.
But it intrigued me, because it was really breaking down what I was looking at and why I was doing some of the stuff I was doing. And it was like, to this, I had, at that point, I wasn't doing like well, I guess you could call it, they could call it therapy, but I didn't look at it like that. It was just like, I was trying to get home early, but
Right.
they dangle that in front of you. But if you really doing the program, you really like, going through some past trauma stuff, and then attaching it to something where you can see why you act like this, or why you act like this with people and stuff like that. So it was really the psychology of just how the brain worked that really like just got me like on a different page. And so when I did all that, I was and I like, much like she said, I prevailed in it. I prevailed there. And then I graduated. And then when I went home, I remember, man, they told me we used to do like these mock interviews of like when you go home, situations happening and stuff. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
one of the like top threes happened as soon as I got home.
Really?
As soon as I'm talking about it, as soon as I pulled to the house, my niggas pulled up fast. They happy. I'm home. I don't even know how these niggas knew I was home yet. They outside smoking. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Because we can't do none of that on trans leave. We got like 30 days. Is it 90? I think it's like, it was either 30 or 90. No, it's 90. 90 days to where you can't do nothing, get in trouble, and if you do, you got to go back. So I'm outside, man. These niggas
Did you have
pulling
your
up.
son then? Was your son born
No,
then?
no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, no.
Mm-hmm.
He came after that.
Okay.
I pulled up, and they smoking weed, drinking. I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. No, look, y'all. I'm finna go in the house. I gotta. They're like, oh man, you tripping. And I remember when I was in boot camp, one of the biggest things was I had a fear of acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I would do stuff to fit in, but I would fit myself in the spots that I didn't need to fit in at, because I was
Right.
already the spot. But I didn't know that though. I didn't see it like that. So when all my dudes is outside, I'm talking about all of us, T Green. I can name the whole crew. They're outside, and they God, but they're my people. But it was just like, damn, I just got out, man. Y'all gonna send me back. If the
Mm-hmm.
police hit this corner and my name get ran, I'm going back to jail. So I was like, nah, I made them get the shit. I was like, let me go back in the house. But that day I knew that just because I changed, it was one of the biggest lessons that I got. Just because I changed, that don't mean the world had changed. The
Right.
world was still on that time, and I was looking at it out of a different lens. But they hadn't changed at all, and I ain't knocking them for it. It was just I had been on in this heavily concentrated incubator, growing and maturing, and then I get home and all my people that I love still love to this day, and it was just like, damn, that was kind of weird. I remember I had to tell my partner, I was like, yeah, man, my people. I said one of my mock interviews happened last night. They was like, damn, already. I was like, man. They said, what'd you do? I said, I just went in the house. Man. I knew I looked weird because everybody else was smoking and drinking. I didn't touch nothing. I'm like, I'm cool. But I ended up going back because I got pulled over and somebody had some weed in the car, and they knew it wasn't mine, but they
Right.
still brought me back because it was like, you too smart to be making these type of decisions, so we just gonna put you through the program again. And I did it, and still had some digging to do. And then I got out and walked it off. And then around the time when I had my son. And that's when
Mhm.
life was different. But it was a bit much.
So how old was you when you went back the second time, and how long did you
I
have to
was
do?
20. I was 23. I just had to. Well, when I got out from the boot camp and I messed up on trans leave, I was probably like 23, and I went back, finished my time, and I still ended up giving them back the 36 months that they was trying to give me. So I finished that, completed that. It was community
Mhm.
44. But then the second time when I went, I was, I want to say like 20. I don't even think I was there. Was I out 3 years? I was like either like 26 or 27, and
Mhm.
I ended up going back, and it was that was something weird because I had a matter of fact that's a pivotal point of it too, that we had a son, and I found my son. My son had died from SIDS, and so that
Mm.
was a real
Really?
real yeah, that was, and I found him. So that was a
Mhm.
real, shaky time for me. And so you know how like when people be like, oh, I heard voices, like up until that time, when people would say that, I'd be like, that's some bullshit. You ain't no goddamn voices. I understood when they said, I heard voices, because I heard voice. I started hearing voices and shit. It was like I was in a room, and I was in a room. The best way to describe it is I was in a room, and it was filled with people, and everybody's talking. But the only thing about it is everybody that's talking is my voice. And I was like, my mind was tripping. I was just like, this ain't cool. And then so I ended up going to a deep depression and stuff. I ended up shooting myself in my arm, shot myself in the arm. And then, but being that I'm a felon, they sent me to jail for it.
You meant to shoot yourself in the arm?
Yeah, I did. I had plans on doing something else, but
Really?
when I got the gun, I was like, once I cocked the gun, I was like, yeah, I ain't finna shoot myself in the head. I ain't finna do that. And then I ended
Mhm.
up shooting myself, and then I ended up going to jail. They didn't find no gun or nothing, but they still sent me to jail
Because you for the
because I'm a,
infraction.
for, yeah,
Mhm.
because I was a felon in possession of a firearm. So they ended up doing 48 months. And then within that time, before I fought it. I ended up having another son. That's my son Alante, and so
Okay.
that's where the journey started with him. And I had to do all four though, all 48 of it, and
Mhm.
it was a different type of time because I knew I
Mhm.
wasn't getting out early, and I was there, but I knew, but still, like I said, my training process was already happening. Like I didn't fit in. Like the gang aspect was cool and everything, but I knew I was smarter than that. I knew I was smarter than most of them. I could tell from the conversation that I was. So it was like I knew I didn't fit in there no more. I was like,
Right. But still, because they were still your friends, your home,
I
they were
still had a
still.
fear. I still had a fear of being accepted. So I still,
Mhm.
ran with it. Might have toned down some conversations when I should have been, speaking. I'm speaking up. I was
Right.
speaking down. Then I just realized that when I said that.
Yeah.
So that was heavy. But yeah, it was a lot of that. I was talking down when I should have been speaking life into him. I was speaking, oh yeah, let's do this, and certain people coming, individuals coming to the yard, and just beat him up,
Mhm.
let's do that, or whatever. And it just, I knew in the back of my mind, it was like, this shit is corny. Ain't no
Yeah.
money. Plus, ain't no money in it. I've always been money. If there ain't no money really attached to it, I ain't really trying to be there too long.
Right.
So it wasn't no money in it. It was just just some passing time, wasting time. And I have a problem with idle time, wasting time. I feel like I gave too much time to idle time, and I hate it. I hate wasting time. I do, and I
Now,
feel like that's what I
I-
did in jail a lot.
this because I hear, just people that I've talked to, friends, streets people, is that when you go to jail, sometimes people come out the same age. Did you feel that way, or did you feel like you
The
actually
f-
matured?
the first time, absolutely. The
Mm-hmm.
first time I absolutely came out as a 20-year-old, and the first, you know what, the first and the second time, because when
Mm-hmm.
I got out, I was definitely trying to make up for old times. I was trying to make them years back up, and it was so detrimental that I tell people all the time. I be like, when you in there, if you got to go sit down, like, man, mature your mind. That's the biggest thing I could tell you. Mature your mind, because you're gonna come out and you're gonna be trying to catch up, and your boys that you was with that was probably selling dope or whatever. you're gonna feel like you gotta get back in the saddle and oh, you niggas been out here getting this money. I'm gonna get my money too. But you can't get that money for the last 3, 4, 5 years you missed. You can't catch that back up. You can't catch that time back with your family and all that. But it's such a time warp like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of people really realize it until like you gotta do some growing up on the street because you missed a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, I did that. I did that twice.
Did you think about removing yourself from that type of environment before you got out, or you didn't have the wherewithal to do that?
I
To
had a
like
thought
move
to
out
do
of,
that.
out of the same neighborhood
I
or a different city?
Nah, I didn't have a. That was just me trying to fit in. I think still, I didn't have that thought.
Also, I think it was hard too because your friends, just naming some that I know, which was real cool, and y'all all have similar personalities. Because
Yeah,
T Green's a fool.
man, that's
It was
still my
probably
bro.
hard for you because again, not only are you living that double life, so are they. They were in school too.
Yeah, look, hold on. T. Green was a full-fledged father in high school.
Right.
I learned, and I tell him that I was like, bro, you know, the first like real father, and I really learned like hands-on was from you.
Right.
And he's like, you know, I never looked at it like that. I was like, well, you should, because you
Yeah.
had kids in high school. You were a
Right.
whole father going to school, and you had responsibilities and stuff. He was like, I remember we used to sit back and just laugh, like, he's like, damn, bro, I didn't look at that like that. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
you definitely were my first example of hands-on somebody my age, knowing that I could do it too. My dad, I mean, I didn't, I mean, I knew I could be a father, but seeing my guy do it was like, okay. And he's a good father, damn good father. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. And I told him that. He was like, damn, I never really looked at it like that. I was like, bro, I've been watching you since we was in high school. I never said nothing about it, but you know, I know when we kicking it and it get too late, you gonna cut off. Like, all right, I gotta go.
Right.
Boy, the twins is at the house. I gotta go. He had twins first,
I
but he
remember that.
had yeah. We were in high school when he had twins, so I was like, okay, T Green. And to this day, like when it get too much, I gotta go. Yeah, I'm cutting out. I know
Yeah.
I don't gotta smoke every blunt. I don't gotta hit every bottle. I don't gotta dance in every party. I know how to cut out. I gotta go because I
Yeah.
know I like sleep too. I like to sleep if I can.
Shout out to T
Now,
Green.
shout
But
out
that's
to T Green
crazy
for
because
Tom was
I didn't
great.
even know he was doing whatever, regardless what he was.
He
I
did
just
all
knew that
that.
you guys was the
He
funny,
he
cool
did.
dudes from high school.
We was the
Didn't know
funny, cool
nothing.
dudes that was whooping ass. Yes, that's what we were.
I never even seen y'all get into a fight. That's the whole thing because y'all
That's
was just always
crazy.
so cool.
That's crazy. No,
And
we
I could have been
definitely.
oblivious to it, but I just knew you guys was the cool dudes at school. That's
Don't
all.
feel bad. There's a lot of people that don't really that never really got to see that them other guys. I got a whole other side of me when I get mad.
Yeah.
Like
You know,
it's
it's like that
ugly.
little kid that like your kid, and you're like, he bad. But when he dropped you off, when they dropped him off at your house, it's like that's the sweetest little boy I know.
Man, he's so sweet. I'm a gentleman. I'm a southern gentleman. My mom made sure that you know I'm gonna open the door for you. I'm a yes ma'am, no ma'am, no sir, no yes sir. You. I'm gonna do all that. But if you play me foul, if I feel like what it really is, if you play with my feelings or my emotions in front of me, it's it's different.
So
Uh,
how old is your son now? That the one you
he's
had?
19. He's 19. He just
I can't believe.
graduated from high school. Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
do you share any of those experiences with him? Tell
Yeah,
him
man.
about
I
that.
showed him a picture. I got a picture on my phone of me on the at that grant. And I was about like 15, I think, either 14, 15, freshman year. And I remember I think Keela had found it. I think Keela took it.
Mm-hmm.
And she had sent it to me. And so I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, damn, like I'm like 14, 15. So I call my son. I'm like, son, come look at this picture. So I'm looking, I'm throwing up a gang sign and all. I'm throwing up NEP at this time.
Who
And
would have knew?
huh?
Who would have knew?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm on the you can see the white people in the back and everything. And so I'm like, son, look at this picture. And he was like, okay. I said, son, I was the same. Like, he was the same age at the time. And I was like, I'm like 14, 15 at high school, freshman year. He's like, okay. I said, but what you can't see is I got a gun in my back pocket. And he was like, damn. I was like, yeah. I said, son, that's why I be on you like I be on you because I want you to be better than me. You already are better than me because you 14, 15, you ain't even thinking about gangbang. And he was just like, damn, I didn't. I said, yeah, son, that's why I be on you. I be trying to tell you, like, you don't got to do none of that stuff. And by the grace of God, he hates gang members. He don't like, he think it's
Mm-hmm.
corny. He's into himself. He's an introvert. He just be into himself, and I'm glad for that because
Yeah,
he could with the temperature of what's going on in Portland right now, he could be doing a whole lot other
that's
stuff, and I'm glad he just introvert game playing person that was gonna go to school. That's it.
that's
But
good.
yeah,
Shout out to
I
Keela.
oh yeah, shout out to Keela. That's one of my diaries, man.
Yeah. Now let's talk about you and this business. How did we get here?
Man,
What was how did we get here to Hannah's?
Hannah's. Okay. So my last bid, I got caught with a gun again. And they
Wait a minute,
gave
wait a
me
minute, wait. Before we get there, hold on. How many times were you locked up?
a total of four
Mhm.
if you count my stuff that I had in Louisiana.
Okay.
A total of four.
And so when
And I
did
done
you
done
finally get out and was done with
that
doing
last
time and all
bid.
that?
That
The
last
last
bid, the
bit.
last the
How
last
long
bid
ago
I
was that?
had. You know what? I don't even count no more because that was one of the things I
Mhm.
felt like when I if I knew that off the top of my head, I feel like I was counting my days out here, and I counted
Okay.
days in jail, so I don't count no more. But it's been about I really like moved that date from my mind. It's been a while. It's been like 10, 12 years since it
Okay.
was.
Okay.
Okay.
And so when I got out, when I was in, let me take you through the whole process because it's very
Hmm.
important. Um, I got caught with a gun again. I was riding around, police cars, yada yada yada. I should have beat the case personally, I feel, but I feel like being that guy was working his work, that's what happened. And I knew God was working his work because I only got I think 18 months or 2 years. Still got 24 months. And then being with my record, I should have got more. So that's why I thought it was weird. I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. But all right, whatever. So when I went to the intake, I was defeated, man, because I was like, fuck, man, I'm back in here with these same niggas, these old heads that's been in and out. Damn, I'm becoming one of them old heads that's coming in and
Hmm.
out this motherfucker. And I
Hmm.
don't want to be here. I'm not going to be here. So I'm in intake. Intake is 22 2, meaning you locked in yourself for 22 hours and you get 2 hours a day to get out. And actually intake is actually less than that. You got like in the morning walk you get 15 minutes, and so I'm in there, and when you're in there they give you a pen. It's like a pen. You know how normally they got writing pens? They take all the plastic off because you can make a shank out of that. They just give you the cartridge that you can write with. That's what you got to write with in there. So I had that, and I had my intake paper. And so the intake paper ain't no lines. It's just a flat piece of recycled paper. So while I'm in my cell, I just started brainstorming. Like, okay. And so when I went back in, I was selling dope, and I want to say successful, but that sounds weird. But I had touched the money from it, so I was like, okay, cool. How I'm gonna be able to keep this money coming in, but let's use this brain though. And I'm like, well, shit, I can make a business now. My mom, being from New Orleans, and me and my sisters and my mom always talked about opening up a snowball stand. A snowball stand is like, somewhere where you get shaved ice, New Orleans shaved ice, and you get like snacks and stuff and treats and stuff. It's like after school, like an after school special. You've been good or you had a great week. All those shit, the snowball stand gets you some nachos and a snowball and a treat or whatever.
Right.
So I started. Plus, I'm hungry in there, so I'm just writing down. I started writing down all my thoughts. My mom always told me to write my thoughts down, so I'm writing this stuff down. I still got the paper too. I should have had it. So I wrote all this stuff down. Me and my celly, he hungry too. So I'm like, could you go for some chili cheese Fritos right now? He's like, oh hell yeah, like the ones that used to be on 15th. I was like, hell yeah, 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 yeah.
Hmm.
And then so I'm just writing down all these, little writing down all these ideas and little stuff that I have. Now I'm not really thinking too much of it at this time, but I know this is a somewhat plan that I have. So then, but that last trip, I'm like really tired. They say you don't really get past until you're really tired. And I was
Hmm.
Right.
really tired. I remember I got to the penitentiary and I'm in there with, the real killers and dealers. And I'm just like, I know I don't fit in no more. I'm like, this ain't for me, man. This is corny. This is wasted time. I don't like this shit. I like being. I like seeing women, and I don't like looking at guards and shit. Like I wanted
Mhm.
some women,
Mhm.
and so I remember I was in my room and I kept trying to put plans together, And every time I was trying to put a plan together, selling dope came up because I got to get the capital. So I'm gonna sell dope for like 2 years or something. And I just felt like that was, and I ain't knocking nobody that do it or got to do it or whatever. But I just felt like that was just too. It was beneath me at this point. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
man, fuck that. Why I gotta keep selling dope? I remember I was so frustrated. I was talking to one of my OG partners, and I broke down. And, you ain't supposed to cry in jail, but I was so mad. I was like, that's all a nigga can do is sell dope. Like, man, like, nah. He was like, man, go to the cell, go to the cell. And I'm like, man, all right, man. And so, but I was tired. I knew I was tired.
Yeah, you find
So
yourself
then,
maturing. That was going on.
yeah, I was maturing around a bunch of niggas that wasn't maturing. I was
Mm-hmm.
maturing around lifers. And you
Right.
can't really expose that because you can't do that there. You gotta really put a different mask on to even survive throughout the day
Mm-hmm.
to day. And so I ended up getting moved to the minimum facility. So it's kind of cooler there. Everybody going home. So, you can talk about going home and your plans and all that. So I remember I was on the phone and I looked at the little makeshift announcements on the board, and it said, "Do you want to make $30 a day?" So I was like, "Damn, let me see what that's about." And it was about flagging. So I called home. I called my sister, and then my
You said
sister
flagging.
flagging. Yeah,
Like
What's
on
that?
the highway.
yeah, flagging.
Oh,
Yeah.
all
And
right.
so I'm like, I ain't never got paid $30 an hour, but that sounds good to me. So I was like, I called home. I had my dad send me I think it was like $80 to take the class. I took the class, so I'm certified. I'm finna come home in about like 6, 8 months. So I'm like, so then had somebody that I knew had a flagging company. Somebody, one of my old crimies, had a flagging company. So I hit her up, and she was like, "When you come home, just come home. I got a job." No lie, when I came home, I could have worked that day. And she
Mm-hmm.
was like, "No, just go get your equipment and stuff. Enjoy your family for the weekend. We're gonna start you on Monday." I'm like, "All right, cool." So I went and got all my equipment and all that. So I saved up all my money. I was saving my money, and when I came home, I was different.
Yeah.
Like this time, I felt it was different. Wasn't no party when I came home. There wasn't no celebration when I came home. My mom was happy I was home, and my mom, God bless her. So that's the only woman that ain't never turned her back on me. Man, I love her to death. And she was like, she had my back. And so,
Mm-hmm.
but people around me could tell that when they like by the time I got home, when I got home within the first month, I already had a car, I already had my license, I already had insurance, I
Oh,
already
you
had
were
a
playing.
job. Like, no, I was not playing. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember my boy Lindell was like, I remember I was still struggling with the demons. And I went to his house. I was like, bro, man, I keep doing all this good shit and all this bad shit keep happening. Da, da, da. And he said the realest shit. He was like, that's them demons, bro. They said you didn't came home and passed everybody's expectation of you, and you showing them something that they ain't never seen from you, and so that's why people questioning you and they waiting for the other Allen to come out. I was like, I ain't doing that no more. I'm tired. I ain't going back to jail. Man. I'm tired of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so the flagging shit kept going, and that was some good ass money. I ain't gonna lie to any young black man, any man that wants to get ahead in life. If you like young, I would definitely say look into flagging and don't take that long to start that kind of business. And those companies, those contracts is $1 million contracts, and they're coming off a table of hundreds of millions. And I would definitely that's a definitely way how you could change your life. But long story short, when dealing with black people, they got to playing with the money.
Yeah.
Okay. They got to
Mm-hmm.
playing with the money. And they played around with my money around Christmas and New Year's. And I'm
Ah.
like, man, here we go. So we had some back and forth, but then it got to the point where it was just like, I'm tired of working for people and I was like, my sister, who's like my second mom, she was like, well, what you gonna do? Because I'm not finna. I knew I wasn't finna go start doing the whole interviews and have you ever been convicted of a felony? Yes. I'm willing
Yeah.
to explain. Let me explain. Let me sell myself. I'm not doing all that. So then I was like, well, I got an idea. She was like, what? I was like, I can do a snowball cart. And she was like, in Portland? I'm like, yeah, in Portland. Yeah, why not? And she was like, let me, get back to me about that. I was like, all right, let me go get my notes and stuff. I went and got them same 3 sheets of paper and got to, going over it. Da, da, da. So then I was like, I had some of the money, but I know I still needed like, a nice little, some backing. So my sister was like, I was like, I'm gonna ask dad for some money. She was like, well, if you ask him, you gotta have a who, what, when, where, and why. And I'm like, all right. So I put like this big ass presentation together and all that. And I remember I was so nervous to ask him for this money. But what I didn't realize is he had been watching me since I came home. And he had seen everything that I did. And he knew, he said down the road, he said, the reason why I did it, the reason why I gave the money, he said, because I knew when you came home this time, it was different. It wasn't the same. Oh, you back hanging with the niggas. Oh, you doing this. Oh, you gang banging. He said, you've been on your shit since you came home. So when I asked him, I really didn't even have to really like explain what I wanted to do. I just told him. So I was like, I'm trying to do this, a food cart. Da, 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 da. He was like, I'll get back to you. Now I know my dad well enough. If it's a no, nigga, it's a no right then and there. It ain't gonna be no, we're gonna figure my dad ain't really no bullshit like that. He's like, I'll get back to you. When he said I'll get back to you, I was like, man, I think this nigga gonna say yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
cool,
he
cool,
saw you
cool,
putting
cool.
forth the effort to do
Yeah,
better.
yeah. As a father now, I could tell that he was like, okay, I'm willing to. I see you using your brain now. And
Right.
so I went and researched. He said he gave me the money, and then I'm talking about as soon as he gave me money, I already had like a couple of carts in my eyes. And I was like, I got to go up to. I had to go up to somewhere. It was like almost Tacoma, but it was somewhere in Washington. To look
Yeah.
at this cart. And so I went. Me and my partner Trent went up there. Me and my cousin Trent went up there, and we looked at it. And so I told my cousin to take this picture of me sitting in the cart. So I'm like standing in the cart, and I'm holding I need to get that picture from my dad too. And I'm holding my hand like this. You can tell that I'm thinking. And I sent it to my dad. And my dad said, I knew when you sent me that picture that you had changed. And that's when I was like, okay, this nigga finna run now. He finna do it. And so then bam, I came back. He was like, is that the one? I was like, yeah, it's a cool price. I can make it work. I could do something. I could do something with it. He was like, let's go get it. And I was like, you for real? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna pull it back for you. I was like, oh shit. All right. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how to use a card and do all that. But I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm finna teach myself how to do everything I need to do in here. So we pulling it back, and it was real. I ain't gonna lie, it was a good ass trip to just be. We took the whole day off. He took the day off. He was retired anyway, but he was just like we rolled up there. We ate, we talked, we laughed, we joked and shit. We got there. I packed everything up, and I remember the dude wanted 11. He wanted 11,000, but I didn't want to give him 11 because I'm like, that's cutting into my capital. What I got to do to get it where I need to be. So my OG partners had always taught me this trick where you take what you got, what you want to spend, and you have it in cash. Cash is king. Always remember
Yeah.
that. So I took him to the back of the car. He's like, yeah, man, I want 11 for it. I was like, I can make you an offer. Can I make you an offer? He's like, yeah. I said, man, I got 9,000. I took the 9,000 out of my pocket and spread it down the back of the car. Spread it out nice for him too. He was like, he was like, let me go talk to my wife. So he came back. His wife was already like, you need to get rid of that shit and get it from the front of my house. So he was like, man, my wife said take the 9. So I'll take it. He gave me a whole bunch of extra shit too. So we loaded it up, man, brought it home. I had my partner, my bro Lou. No, he happened to call me. And I was like, yeah, bro, I'm coming back from Washington with a food cart. He's like, you serious? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm finna pull up to the house in like 30, 40 minutes. He was like, man, I'm gonna meet you here. I was like, all right. We pulled up, parked it in front of the house, and then he met me there. He's like, bro, this yours? I said, yeah, I own it, bro. I own it. But it still had the other people's rap on it and all that. He's like, oh, bro, you own. Like, you finna get to it. I was like, yeah, I am. I'm still nervous though. I'm still scared of failing. I'm still scared of all this. So then I had to have a name.
Yeah.
I had to have a name. So I had like three ideas, but then they wasn't really sticking. So God bless my mama soul. My mom called me. She was like, I got the name. I'm like, all right, mom. I'm like, what is it? I'm thinking she's gonna say some Oprah shit because she loved Oprah. I'm like, what, mom? What's the name? She was like, Hannah's. I'm like, Hannah's? I said, Mom, who in the hell is Hannah's? And she said, Heaven, Alante, Nevaeh, Alana, Asante. That's all 5 kids. That's all my 5 kids' initials. I said, that's the name. said, "You did that, Mom." She was like, "I thought you would like that." I was like, "That's it. That's it." So Hannah's was born, and when it just made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's like it just made sense that for my kids, it's all their initials. They argue about who's the first A, either it's Alana or Alante. They be arguing about who's the first. But my son, I like to say it's my son is the first A because he's the firstborn. And then once I got that, I had my people come over and draw up the logo. And then I had a checklist. I'm telling you, man, once I had that money in my hand beforehand, before I even had the money, I had a checklist of how I was gonna knock this down. And I just started knocking one thing down a day. That's it. That's all I was eating and thinking was the business, the business, the business. I got to order from this. I didn't know how to make simple syrup. I didn't know how to make I didn't know how to do nothing. I didn't know how to make the ice. I didn't know how to do nothing. I taught myself how to do all this sitting up on my phone late night, just tweaking out on videos on YouTube. I love YouTube. People knock YouTube, but you can teach yourself how to do anything on
Any.
Yeah.
YouTube University. I would never knock that because whenever I got a problem, even to this day, I go to YouTube. So I did all that, and then I got it wrapped. I found a cool price on that. The money's going down. So I'm like, okay, my cushion is getting smaller and smaller. And, I might have to pull the trigger on this sooner or later. And I remember I asked my wife, I was like, no, I asked my wife, I'm like, I think I'm going to open up. And it was kind of like spring, early spring. Spring in Portland, it's hella wet. So
Yeah.
she's like, nah, you need to wait till the summer. I'm like, nah, I ain't got the money to wait till the summer. And so I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna pull the trigger. So I like to tell myself that I'm something like a marketing genius. So I just started like going live in front of the house, having those same people that was out there when I went to jail come to the house and come taste this shit. So we
Yeah.
would be on live, and I was just making snowballs. And I'm like, man, this shit good. This shit good. What you doing in there? What you doing in there? And then it just started picking up slowly and surely, and then I got motioning, man. And then two people, my godson's mom called me and was like, you should do Kool-Aid pickles. I'm like, oh, Kool-Aid pickles. I'm like, that shit don't even sound right. I'm like, what you mean? What is that? She's like, it's big down south. You said your godson said you should do Kool-Aid pickles. I'm like, what flavor? She was like, red, purple, watermelon, the normal. I was like, all right, I'll think about it. So I tweaked that on those for a little bit on the internet. And then another girl, my worker, she ended up being my worker. She hit me. She was like, you should do Kool-Aid pickles. Then now I'm like, well, damn, that's the second time I heard about this. I'm like, what's up with that? She's like, no, they good. They really addictive. You should try it. I'm like, all right. So then I made a batch and just put them in my refrigerator. I left them alone because I wasn't really sold on it. I'm not even gonna lie, I wasn't. I was like, whatever. So then some people came to my house. My partner, my bro, and his family came to the house. They're like, what are the Kool-Aid pickles that she was talking about? And I was like, y'all want to try those? They were like, yeah, that shit sounds kind of weird. We want to try it. I'm like, all right. So I go get the jar, pop it open. I give everybody a piece. They start going crazy. I'm like, man, y'all, like, Captain, like, what's up? They was like, nah, nigga, these is fire. So I tried it, and I was like, okay, this shit is different. Okay. All right. And then I remember, so word is out about the Kool-Aid pickles, and then my cousin called me. He's like, yeah, man, I'm at the barbershop, and niggas just talking about your Kool-Aid pickles. I'm like, what they saying? They're like, they ain't believing the hype. They don't believe it. They don't believe it. I was like, where you at? And he told me the barbershop he was at. I was like, nigga, I'm on my way. So like I said, I'm a marketing genius. So I went and grabbed a nice cold jar out the refrigerator. I go live. I'm in the car. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna make these niggas some believers today. So come take this ride with me real quick, yo. We're gonna do a taste test live. Ran up to I still got that video. It's still on internet on Facebook. And I just popped up at the barbershop, opened it up, and gave everybody a pickle. I was like, try it. If it's nasty, tell me it's nasty. Don't lie. Tell me. Niggas just like, man, this shit is fire. I was like, I told you, don't ever doubt me. I got to the point where I think my confidence level got to a certain place, and I was just moving in my purpose. I felt like I had finally identified myself and some
Mm-hmm.
purpose in my life, and it felt good, and I had legs up underneath me, and I was slowly starting to jog, slowly starting to run with it, and then after that it just went crazy. After that pickle, after that it went crazy. I remember I sold man, I sold a lot. I bought this necklace I bought this necklace off of Kool-Aid pickles, man. I swear to God I did. And I was like, I tell people all the time, I was like, yeah, I sold Kool-Aid pickles for that. And then it never stopped. Till this day, till current day, Kool-Aid pickles sell every day. Shout out
Mm-hmm.
to
I
Joe
ordered
Brown.
some for us, Leon. I
Yeah,
ordered some for us.
Order
I
some
was hoping
plate
y'all got the package. I was hoping y'all got the package before so y'all can
I
try it
know.
online.
I know.
Shout out to Joe Brown's. You can go pick up some Kool-Aid pickles there at the location on MLK or the location in Lloyd Center. Because I'm also in the Lloyd. I'm in the mall.
We gonna go live and try your pickles when I
Yeah,
get them.
please do.
Wow.
Please do.
Kool-Aid pickles. Yeah, I got.
Kool-Aid
I don't
pickles.
eat
I
a lot
sent
of
y'all.
stuff, but I tried just for you.
Yes.
Please do, man. I wish y'all could have did it so I could walk y'all through it because there's a way I gotta talk to you while you do it so I can tell you what's going on.
We gonna tag you when we go live and then
Yeah,
have you
tag me.
live when we do
Absolutely.
the
But
pickles.
ever
So
since then it's been going, it's been up. And now I'm expanded. I'm in Arizona.
mm-hmm,
Um that was big. Now keep in mind when I got here, that's a whole story in itself.
mm-hmm.
Um
How'd you get
but when I
what made you get there? What happened?
man, well,
So so do you have a building or you just have
He
a
has
truck?
a
no,
truck.
not yet. Not yet. I haven't tried a bigger truck now.
Okay, so you got a
Yeah.
truck in Arizona. Okay.
How he in Oregon. How because
I
Hannah's
got the first. I got Hannah's one is still in Oregon, but it's not
Mhm.
non-operational because I'm not there. And then I worked my way up, and I got a big truck, a moving truck, to where I ain't got to pull it no more. And it's nice. It's the full-fledged 2 fryers, griddle, snowball machines, refrigerator, freezer. It's nice. It was nice. I worked up, but I got here because when when you're successful, it
mm-hmm.
comes with success comes jealousy and envy.
It does.
It does. I didn't, and I swear, man, to you, I felt in my heart that everything that I was doing, and I stand on this, that all I was doing was inspiring people. That's all
Mm-hmm.
I was. But I remember my dad. My dad was the first one to really tell me. He was like, so you gotta be careful. Everybody don't see that inspirational shit as inspiring. They see it
Yep.
as
Bragging.
you bragging. And I was like, I said, I don't come off bragging. It's a whole lot of shit I could brag because I'm making a
And
lot
you
of
got a
money.
right to brag from where you came from.
Fact.
But even
Fact.
then, I was still on kind of being humble. But
Right,
then I
right.
started realizing that humble was not for me. Humble was for them. So I didn't, constantly. But then, whatever push come to shove, I got. I guess your past. I can't even say my past because it didn't have nothing to do with my past. But
Mm.
basically, some people tried to kill me, like twice. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. So were you working that day and it just
The
like
first
happened?
time, the first time I was working, I was in the lot of my partners of where we were built. I was where Hannah's was going. The first storefront Hannah's was going to have. I
Mm-hmm.
was in that lot, warming it up for them, getting them ready, having the cart there, and Hannah's was going to be in that building. And yeah, 2 people tried to come. They tried to send me on my way, but by the
So what
grace
they
of
trying to
God,
rob you?
nah, they tried to kill me. They ain't come for no money.
Oh, oh yeah.
They tried to kill me. This is like COVID time too, so they had
Mhm.
on COVID masks, so I couldn't really tell who they was.
I
But
remember.
whatever. But yeah, it was a Wednesday. It was about 4:30. And yeah, they came broad daylight, tried to kill me. I ended up my spider senses went up too fast though, because I'm still, I'm still me. I still got my old me in there. And
Mm-hmm.
he was yelling from the back row like something ain't right, something ain't right, something ain't right. And then when they pulled that gun out, I seen what was going down. I just by the grace of God, I blocked it with my arm. But I blocked the first one. I didn't even hear the other shots, but I got shot. I got shot in my arm, in my chest, and twice in my arm and once in my chest. And I
Wow.
ended up, yeah, broad daylight with a 4.52. I still got bullets in my back right now.
So what do you
And
think? You think it was some kind of something
it was
from
some
your
old, it was
past?
some gang shit. I
Mhm.
can't really say my past. Well, yeah, I can say my past. It was my past because it was from the hood it was about the hood I was from,
Mm-hmm.
and just some other cats like that was still in the streets. The newer kids or whatever was getting down, and they couldn't really get to them, so they was like, "We just gonna go get your OG," and still it was like that. It didn't really have nothing to do with me. It was just I felt like people was feeling some way already about
Mm-hmm.
me being successful and shit, and it was
Yeah.
just like, all right, well, fuck it, we can now here's a chance. And I think some older heads put a battery in the younger cats back, and they try to come get me, and they by the grace of God, I made it through that one. I
Yeah,
made it to
but
both of them.
at this time you was completely out. You had no dealings with
Complete, completely out. All I promote is like positive shit. Now I still got my friends. My brothers are still my brothers. My people are still my people. But like, if anything, now I'm pouring good shit into them. You know, let's not do this. Let's not do that. I mean, don't be no sucker or nothing like that.
Oh yeah, I
And
got you.
yeah, but it was just, I removed all I do. I posted where I was at every day.
Yeah, you did. You did.
There's really no gang banging when you're giving your location every day, and I'm sitting in a small box for 5 to 6, 7, 8 hours a day. I'm not gang banging. People try to make it seem like, oh, well, you were still doing. No, my friends is my friends. I'm not ever gonna just like disown them like that. But what I was doing was something way bigger than me. I was living a purposeful life, and
so
I
you
think that
said it
was bothering
happened
people.
twice.
Happened twice. That was the first time, and then the second time, I had to. Woo, Jesus! I had to really fight some demons, and I had to fight my old me on not coming out. But I got to the point in my life where I was comfortable doing what I was doing. I was happy with who I was. I was happy where I was at in life. After my brother died, I started going to therapy and counseling. So I started the like healing process of just me. So I was a different person. I was a different man. Now I mean I was mad, yeah, and I wanted to tear some shit up, but I was like, I knew if I tore some shit up, I wasn't gonna be able to do my business like I wanted to do my business. And my business is making money, so I'm like, yeah. And I had some positive people around me too. Shout out to my bro Dave, my friend and my mentor, and my brother Slim. I had a lot of positive people around me, and it was just like,
And you had kids and a wife.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that too. Off top, that I had a family that I'm responsible for, first and foremost. So it was like, it's different now. I can't really just go out there like that.
Right.
So I bit the bullet and was like, no. I just called her. I was like, no, I ain't tripping. I ain't gonna say I forgave.
Did you shot again, or you just got robbed the second time, or you didn't get shot again?
It was. I let that slide. I basically turned the other cheek. I reopened up after I healed up. I wasn't even all the way healed. And it was, it was love. Everybody was waiting for me to open back up. It was business was right back on. I'm booming. It's booming. It's even bigger now. And I'm in there working and everything. I'm very cautious, but then it's working. I mean, now. So when I got shot, in the midst of that other healing, I get reached out to by the Blazers, and they got this thing called a Hometown Hero Award. And so I had never heard of that. And so they was like, it's like a big thing where they honor you at the game, and like, there's not too many people that's a hometown hero. Right. And so I was like, and they this was already going before I got shot. I just didn't know about it. Because somebody had nominated me. So they was like, we want to honor you. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Okay. And at this point, I hadn't really been outside my house since I got shot. So when I did go out, this is when like PTSD and all that started kicking. I already had PTSD, but I never knew what it was. I used to always say I'm nervous all the time. But then after I got shot, it was apparent that I'm sweating and I just don't like being around a lot of people and loud noises and stuff like that because of just being shot. So when I went out, and keep in mind, ain't nobody see me, so everybody seeing me walk around the stadium, and they like giving me hugs and shit. I'm still like sore. Like if you hit my back too hard, it's gonna hurt.
Right.
But, they ended up honoring me. Me and my wife went. It was cool. It was cool, man. And I was on the big jumbotron, and I was honored and all that. And then so I was like, all right, cool, man. I'm ready to go back at it. So then from that, they was like the people at the Coliseum, not the Coliseum, at the Motor Center. They was somebody in there was like, we want to have your food cart come up and work at the game. I'm like, oh shit, this is it. This is a different level. This is, I don't know how many seats that place hold, but it's some thousands, like at least 50, 60, 70,000 people. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. So that was a big monumental day for me, man. I was so proud and happy. Like, my mom, I got to a point in my life where I knew my mom and my dad could die and they would be proud of me. And in the midst of this, I lost my mom too after the first shooting. My mom was done. I got shot. I forgot the date. I can remember, but I lost my mom that November. So, and this is like, I opened up again, and like the next year after that, this is like March. So, I'm like, I'm really battling a lot of stuff. But I know my mom was proud of me when she died. I know my dad proud of me because I hit that corner and I was, doing something with my life. And so when I got on that stage, it's like, okay, this is it. Let me introduce my brand to Portland. Like, this is when the big leagues start coming. Let's do it. So I rocked out that night. It was great. It was phenomenal. So then, bam, I wrapped up and I went home, parked the cart in front of the house. I went to my sister's house to talk to her about some family stuff. And then she was like, my nephew was at the house waiting on me. I was like, okay, so let me go over there and talk to him. So I pull up. I'm talking to him. A car go by. Long story short, man, they tried to kill me again outside my house. But my son was outside. I'm in the car. I got pictures and all that. Like, I got hit 4 times this time. I got hit twice in my side, my leg, and in my hand. And by the grace of God, with my mom, the grace of God and my mom definitely had her wings wrapped around me. I got out that car. If I show you the pictures of the car, you'd be like, and I'm a big guy. There's no reason why I shouldn't have been dead. Like, a couple of them should have been some headshots, but they wasn't. And I got through that, and that's when I was like, yeah, we got to go. And that's how I ended up in Arizona. And it was like, it's time to expand. I got to get out of here because if I stay, and this time now you were shooting at my kids, so it's like, all bets is
Yeah.
off. I gotta get my kids up out of here. And I mean, it is what it is. Wow. It is what it is. So I dipped. I left, and I landed here. And when I first got here, it's been rough, man. It was a rough. Oh Jesus, it was a
What
rough.
What made you choose Arizona?
My wife wanted to come to Arizona.
Oh, okay.
And plus, I knew. Nice out there. And plus, I knew the weather. I was looking at the weather wise. I'm like, they saying it's hot all around, so I'm like, shit. I was selling snowballs year round in Portland, but towards the November, December, it kind of slowed up because it was cold. But I was selling more warm food around there because it gets cold up there. But down here, shit, it was November, December. You still got on short sleeve shirts. It's still a good 60, 70 on a good day. Now so when the sun go there.
You moved to Arizona, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you start working.
Man, I had to go back to the drawing board. And that was a pinnacle moment for me. I had to really humble myself. Yeah, I went to Costco. I moved into the apartment I'm in right now. And I remember that there was a group that helped me. Shout out to Michael Fest. They moved me down here. And but they moved me and paid for the moving fee and all that. But I knew as soon as the first came, it was on me.
Right.
With all the moving and relocating, I had money saved up, but all the hotels and the application fees and just day-to-day living, my money had dwindled. So I'm like sitting in the phone, like, damn, nigga, the first coming, nigga, like smoking. I swear to God, I only applied for one job only. I applied at Costco on a Saturday night. Sunday, I get a phone call while I'm in the car, and it said Costco. I was like, damn, that was crazy. Like, that was fast. They called me, and they was like, you available for an interview? I'm like, shit, damn, yeah. They set up for the first interview. I killed it. And then the second interview, I killed it. They gave me the job. So I'm working. Now I'm back in corporate America working. And then that was a life-changing experience. Just being humble and just I was determined not to go back to what I knew how to do and to just stay the course and run my race.
Now, did that question come up? Have you been in prison? Did that question come up?
Nah, because it had been 10 years, so they don't look back that far.
Okay.
I loved when you work at Costco.
My personality is always gonna be me.
Man.
I'm gonna make it fun wherever I'm at. And I told them that when I got there, I said, thank you for the opportunity, thank you for the job. You're going to remember me. You're gonna remember my name. I'm not just somebody that's coming through here. I'm actually somebody. And they never really understood what I was saying when I was saying that, but they get it now. They understand.
I would say he put Costco on the map for people who didn't really know about Costco.
Man, I'm gonna do my reviews. Shout out to my baby Darlene, man, taking care of me with those good old samples, man. It was a beautiful. I love Costco. My dad had us at Costco since I can remember, since it was Price. I forgot what it's called, but we a Costco family, so it was cool to be on the other side and to actually see how the business ran. and I also, me being the boss CEO that I am, I was picking up notes on, how to treat your employees and how they work. And I'm looking at their numbers. Man, Costco, every individual Costco is making like hundreds of thousands daily. What do you think the top three things that sell at Costco? First, hold on, Leon, you go first. The top three. You don't got to be in order. Just give me what you think your top three selling thing is.
I can't even tell you. I don't even know where to start.
Renee, what you think?
I'm gonna say probably their meat, probably their paper products, and then I'm gonna say maybe their frozen foods.
That's kind of close. It's gas, water, and toilet paper.
Okay.
Top three. And then chicken. They're rotisserie chickens.
I can see that. I can see.
Every day,
I forget about gas, and I have a Costco card.
I thought about the gas. That's the only place I get gas in, because the gas be better for some odd reason. I forgot about the gas too when I asked the dude, because I'm in there rubbing shoulders with the managers and the GM. I still got a relationship with the GMs to this day. I'm in there asking questions like, "Hey man, what's your top three sellers? How you do this? How you get a end cap? That's a display on the end. How you get an end cap? Because I'm trying to get my pickles in there. Like I had a strategic plan on what I was doing. Yes, I had to pay my rent, but I was in there trying to see. I'm trying to take my business to the corporate level. So I did all that, and then God came a knocking. I felt like they was playing with me, because they knew I had a food cart, and so it got to the point where I finally got up on my feet, and I was able to get the cart up and running. And then I started opening up like on my days off. But Costco is a very tiring job. So those 2 days I really needed to be resting. But I'm like, I'm still tracing my dream, and I got to keep this going. And so then they knew I had a cart. My cart had been up there a couple of times. When they first see me pull up in Big Red, that's what we call it. I pulled up in Big Red, and they was like, so when you tell people as a black man, like I got a food cart, I don't know what they be picturing in their mind, but it wasn't what they thought when I pulled up.
They thought it was barbecue?
They definitely thought it was barbecue, but I'm talking about what the actual truck looked like.
They thought it was something kind of small.
Some little small, little raggedy ass. Man, I pulled up in Big Red, man. I remember all the people was like, "That's your cart?" I'm like, "Yeah." They said, "Oh, you got a food cart." I'm like, I said, "Yeah, what did y'all think I had?" That's like, when you said food cart, this isn't what I pictured. I said, "Yeah, I've gotten that before." I said, "But yeah, this is it." Yeah, pushing and pulling and stuff. I'm like, "No, I got a cart." And they was like, "Okay." And then they started tasting the chicken and the snowballs. They was like, "Oh, this is good too." So then, where it got kind of weird at is I already knew I wasn't gonna be there long. I was just trying to get my cart back up and open and try to start making a name for myself. And then so one day I walked into work, and they on the break room door, they was like, come enjoy a great treat from, I don't even want to mention the other people's name, but it was another group that does snow. They do snow cones.
Okay.
So I was like, what? I started laughing like, I know they lying. I'm like, y'all could have. So I said, oh, okay, y'all playing in my face. I said, okay, so I'm pissed, but I ain't showing them that I'm pissed. So I'm thinking about it, and I was like, okay. I walked in there the next day, and I said, yeah, I'm here to put in my 2-week notice. And they was like, are you serious? I'm like, absolutely. They was like, why? I was like, personal reasons. And they was like, okay. But I told the people that I was close to, because I made some great friends there.
Yeah, Miss Darlene.
No, that's best bae right there. I love her, man. And I had some supervisors and some managers that really cared for me and really wanted to see me do well. They understood. They got it. It was like, you know what, Alan, I get it. I know why you're doing this. So I was like, I have to, or I'm gonna be in here I'm not gonna do this for the rest of my life. I didn't start off to do this like this. I'm grateful for the opportunity. It's taking care of my family for the year, and I did it like damn near to a year exactly. And then that day when that last day I walked out, I walked in an employee, and I'm walking out an entrepreneur. Like, I was already an entrepreneur, but I was like, I'm finna show y'all. And then I walked out Sunday, By Friday, I was in Scottsdale, and that's the same spot that I've been rocking it in. That's the same spot that Keith Lee came to see me in.
That
I
was
only
gonna
been
be
do-
our next. That was gonna be my
yeah,
next segment.
I've only been doing the cart for about 6 months, and I've already had Keith Lee come by. So it's
So
like,
speaking of,
If you just a food taster dude, going around
yeah,
yeah,
and taste.
yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah,
you know, one
Who
black
gave
dude,
you some bad
he's
raps?
amazing.
yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. Got it. I got it. Let's try it. We're gonna rate it 1 through 10. Shout out to Keith Lee, man. He's an amazing dude, man.
So
He don't like.
I know how you got there, but tell the people how you got there, because I feel like I was one of the people that was like, you need to visit this truck.
I've been manifesting that for a very long time. Like as soon as I got the screenshots to prove it. It's like when I walked out of Costco, I was like, I got in his inbox immediately. It was like, hey, if you ever in Phoenix, Arizona, come by the card. I got this. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. But he doesn't like sweets. He
He
doesn't like a
doesn't.
lot of. I knew that going into this, but I was looking at it more as a marketing thing. Like
Right.
even if he give a good or a bad review, he still came, and he has 16 million followers on TikTok. So that means 16 million people will know about my brand, will see it flash across their phone. I think that's pretty good marketing if ever one. So I started that, and then I remember another Grantonian friend hit me, was like, Alan, you done manifested that man to come. And I'm like, what you talking about? It was Karen Mack. She was like, Keith's coming to Arizona. I'm like, shut up. I actually got on my phone. Sure enough, he had the video. He was coming to Arizona. I said, oh, I didn't know. This is my time. My time.
Did he say he was coming to see you on that video, or he was just like,
no? He was, what he do is he announces when he goes on tours, to where he let the city know, I'm coming to your city. Tell me the most popular places, the mom and pop places, and some like foreign places that you will.
He only goes to smaller places. He won't go to big restaurants.
He don't want to go to big franchise places. He want to go to the mom and pop places. I'm like, oh, that's right up my alley. Man, I went into full market mode 101. It was probably about like 12 at night. I was up making a video that night, like, nah, let's do it. And I was on him. And then he said it in the video, he was like, no other cart reached out to me more than this cart from Phoenix.
Oh yeah, because you was like, yo, tag Keith Lee, everybody.
I'm like tagging every day, tagging him. I'm on his ass, tagging him. I need him to come by. And I ain't gonna lie, for a long period of time, towards the end, I thought he would. I was like, man, he ain't coming by, man. But when I first started tagging him, I think like the second day, I went through my stories and I seen that he was watching my stories. And I was like, oh shit, okay, I got his eyes.
Right.
Well, let's do it. Then his wife was watching me. And I was more focused on his wife watching me because I know she likes sweets.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, Ronnie, I'm gonna have to go through Ronnie, because Ronnie, and come to find out, he said it on the video, Ronnie really wanted to try what I had. He didn't. He was, he don't like sweets, so he's like, But so I'm not thinking they coming, because I'm like, they ain't saying nothing. I didn't put a whole trip to the side. I'm opening up all day, because you got to be accessible. You have to be there for these people to come by and up and ready. Everything fresh, grease fresh, ice fresh, salt fresh, meat fresh, everything. I'm ready.
On it.
So I ain't thinking they coming. I'm like, whatever, man. So now in hindsight, I remember the order, but I didn't, and I should have been paying more attention to his sister, because that's who ended up coming. But I was laying on the sofa. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, man, this nigga ain't coming. People keep hitting me like, did he come by here? Did he come by here? And I'm like, nah. I'm like, man, y'all gonna know when I know. He ain't gonna just, I would already told you. My close people, I would already told them. I'm sitting on the sofa, man, talking to my kids. And then my phone gets a notification. I'm like, what is this? So it says, Keith Lee made a video and tagged you, some. But I'm thinking like it's that, at everybody tag or highlight tag. I'm not really thinking it's like, this is it. Man, I must have pushed the button, man. Next thing I know, this man is holding my shit. Man, I lost.
I'm lost. You would say you were sitting on the sofa, so you wasn't there when he came, or
he had already came, but I didn't know he had came.
So what he does is, because Leon don't know, so he sends one of his family members up to place the order. You won't see him yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you won't see him till he wants you to see him.
Yes.
Okay.
So he'll send a fan because he doesn't want you to know he's coming.
You know,
Also,
if you know it's him, you're gonna give him the best service. He wants to see exactly how you act on a regular basis.
Exactly.
And so he said the service. They said the service was excellent. They ordered some weird stuff. I tagged him. I gave him a list. I said, if you come, this is the highly recommended stuff right here. I gave him the chicken flavors to get. I told him the snowball flavors to get, the Kool-Aid pickle flavor to get. But they deviated from the list. Yeah, and I was like,
but you should have known he would have did that though, because he don't really like deal with a lot.
You said chicken flavor?
Yeah, I had the chicken flavor. Like, I do party wings, and I gave him what flavor to get, the top 3 flavors to get.
So what all do you sell on the truck?
I sell snowballs. So snowballs is our signature item. Then I do flavor wings, flavor wing baskets with fries. I do yak bag. That's like it's like a walking taco, a walking nacho in a bag with Doritos, seasoned meat, shredded cheese, shredded lettuce, sour cream, sweet chili sauce. I do Kool-Aid pickles. I do barbecue hot wings, barbecue beef hot wings, beef Polish dogs. And I do lotte cups. That's corn in a cup or corn in a bag, which is a very popular item down here. And I had to add that because I see my Latina people coming, and they would look at the menu, and they wouldn't really see them, so they wouldn't buy nothing. And I kept seeing it. I was like, damn, they keep coming, but they ain't buying nothing. And I like the corn. The corn shit is fire. So I just went in the lab and figured out how to do that. And I've been told that I made some very good elote. So that's how that got like that. But yeah, he came. That was a blessing. Man. I lost it. I went crazy. I hopped up and I'm like, My daughter was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I was like, he came. And they was like, who came, Dan? What are you talking about? I'm like, Keith Lee. And I showed them the video and they was like, oh. And they just walked off. They didn't really grasp.
Did you get a picture with him? You didn't get a picture with him.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't come because he didn't really like the sweets and stuff. He didn't give me a bad review. He didn't give me a great review.
He gave you a neutral review.
He gave me a neutral review.
But he did say he doesn't like sweets.
Ronnie kept me in the game. Ronnie was like, you tripping. She kicked him like twice. She was like, man, you being over exaggerated. This is good. I can eat this. I'm gonna eat all this right now.
Yep.
And I was like, thank you, Ronnie. I was like, Ronnie kept me in the game. I watched it like twice. I ain't watched it. I be cringing when I be watching. I'm like, man, why did you order that? Why did you get it like that?
Don't worry about it.
But no, I didn't because they was coming regardless.
Right. Let me ask you this. So how has the Keith Lee affected you now? Has it been great?
It was great when it happened. People was coming from the woodworks. The line got crazy. I sold out a couple times, but then it trailed off. And but it's still people coming like, oh yeah, I seen that Keith Lee interview. I seen that Keith Lee review. I seen that Keith. It's still moving. It's just, but I know. Listen, I look at it like this. I've only been doing this for 6 months here.
Right.
I've already had Keith Lee come by. Give me a year. Give me another year and watch how I do it because I'm doing the same thing I was doing in Portland, where the lines is the line was. I had Keith Lee effect lines before I even knew what Keith Lee was. Shout out to Keith Lee though.
Right.
And I told everybody on that post, I was like, thank you, Kate, for coming by. Thank you for your family. I appreciate it. But I suggest everybody come see for themselves. Because he tells you all the time, he's like, this because I say it don't mean it is what it is. It might be your thing. And he's like, he definitely did everything he was supposed to do. And I'm mad about it.
And he gave the disclaimer, like, I don't like sweets, but if you like sweets, you're gonna like this.
You like sweets, he said all that. He's like, you'll like it. Go check him out. So it's still been going.
Do you have a team of people that helps you?
Nah, it's just me, man. It's hard. Good work, good help is hard to find. It's hard for people to really buy into your dream.
Do you feel that way, Leon?
Yeah, we've been around the barbershop. Sometimes it's hard.
It's hard for people to buy into your dream and see your vision. It is.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself like entrepreneurs, man, we working shit. That's 24 hours in a day. I think we working about like 16, 18 hours of that.
Wow.
Maybe even more. Because
Yeah,
you like the thing to do certain, you like it to be a certain way.
yeah.
And if it ain't like that, it's bothering. I know how me. I just it bothers my mind. It's a certain thing, or I got to get up and I got to do this. Like I think all in my mind. I'm just thinking about what I got to do. Like tomorrow, I got to get up, shop. I got to get everything ready, everything cleaned up, everything fresh and new, and then head back out there and give it
What's
my
the next
best.
thing for Hannah's AZ? What do you?
Hannah's AZ
Mm-hmm.
initially short term is to build up my clientele and build up my following.
Mm-hmm.
Long term, I'm gonna be in a building, storefront. Definitely gonna. I got some things up my sleeve that I'm ready to drop on them, but I need everything. I need the space, and I need
Yeah.
a team. I need a team to really be able to make this machine run and
Mm-hmm.
really
See, that's
get
what
to
I'm
it.
asking because, especially if you go on the storefront, you got it's best probably best for you to start training at least one person now.
No, I got a partner. He get there with me, and
Okay.
he come and help. And I got somebody else that I used to work with at Costco. I'm finna train her on the window,
Okay.
and that's gonna help. I figure you gotta entrepreneurs. The biggest thing I can tell them is you gotta be able to. My partner told me this. My partner Dave told me this. You gotta be able to dictate and pass off responsibilities. That's what a real leader does.
Oh
You
yeah.
got to be able to pat and know that person, and you got to build that person up to know that they're gonna get it done A B C D and keep doing A B C D. Don't deviate from the plan. Just keep
Yeah.
going
Right. And
You
and
know what
concerning
that's
really
called?
marketing,
You know what that's called? That's called
what,
air in a spare.
Aaron the Spear.
Mm-hmm.
I never
That
heard that.
spare is around so that they can take over.
Oh, Aaron the Spear. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I get
mm.
that. Yeah, I need a couple of spares. I need a
Yeah.
whole set. I need four of them. I need
Mm-hmm.
four me's. And I don't even need you to do it all. I just need you to be able to do the job, the task that I give you, just like me, and be able to repeat it over and over all day. And I'm gonna pay you good too, as long as we making the money. But my vision is to I see lines hanging out the door already. I can see it. I'm talking about like how you know how they got what's that Cold Stone in Portland, how they be out there in the
Yeah.
rain waiting on that ice cream. Yeah, they gonna that's something I always gauge it off that. If I can make them stand in the rain for it, they could do it. And Portland was already standing in the rain.
Right.
If I'm at any festival, I will sit my cart next to any business, anything, and I know I'm gonna get my money for the day too. They just
have you
gotta.
ever
All
thought
I gotta
about
do is. Hmm?
have you ever thought about traveling from state to state with your truck?
I
Posting
thought
up there.
about that. I thought about that. I wanted to do that. I wanted to go to Vegas because I'm only like 4 hours away from there. I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind going up to Vegas and tearing them up for a little weekend or
Oh,
something.
you make a killing here. Black Food Truck Week.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
what Pinky Cole did. She was going from Slutty
Yeah,
Vegan. She
yeah.
was
So
going
yeah,
around.
I follow her too.
Yeah,
She's
she was going
somebody else
around.
that I follow for inspiration and
Yeah,
entrepreneurship and ownership and all that. She's somebody else. I love the way that she really run her thing, but she got a team though. She
yeah, she
got
got a team. Yeah,
a what they call a proof of concept. Is what I
Mm-hmm.
call it,
yeah.
and they running it. And so right now that's what I'm doing. On the backside, I'm starting to write the handbooks. I'm gonna start making videos. I even got inspired by this other cat that I've been following on Facebook. I'm gonna start doing videos and books and all kind of like there's so many
Yeah.
things in this that I really wasn't watching and really wasn't getting. And then I seen it, I was like, damn, I could do that. I could
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
do a how to start a snowball board. I could easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
could do that off the top of my head
You should
because I
every
already did
morning
it.
you should be doing a day in the life and just doing your videos when you wake up because
Yeah,
you're a family man. If you do your day in the people love that.
yeah, they do. And that's another thing I had to understand that when I first opened up here, I was just doing the just product, but that wasn't really getting the energy. And because I had stopped doing what I was doing in Portland, being me,
Yeah.
because I felt like being me got me that jealous spirit and that stuff. So I stopped doing that. But I was like, I'm gonna have to do that here. They gotta feel attached to you. I'm
Yep.
like, damn, because
Mm-hmm.
Arizona is bigger. There's millions of people here already. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
but I mean,
don't they
hey,
have a
oh
basketball team there? So we
yeah,
gotta
I'm
see.
tapping. Oh no, I already got. I'm booked for Juneteenth. I'll be at the Footprint Stadium. I'll be
Okay.
there. That's on the list. I've already. Man, I got. Man, listen, I didn't come to play. And you gotta this is how I look at it. When I left from Portland, that's when I hit that stage, and then just be prepared for the post because it's coming.
Right.
When I left Portland, I left when I hit that stage, the arena stage. So Juneteenth, when I get to be back in front of a stadium, man,
back there.
It's like, and I got here way faster.
Mm-hmm.
Way faster. It took me 7 years to get there. I'm only been here 6 months, and I'm already at the stadium.
Yeah. Well, there's.
I mean, God is amazing, man.
Out of all the things you've been through, if you would you do anything different? I ask a lot of people that. Some people say no because they're, I guess, succeeding in where they're at now. If they are doing better, would you do anything?
Would I do anything different? Yeah. That's a man. I feel like I would in some areas, some little things, but I have to say that I'm a believer in God and everything happens for a reason. Mm-hmm. And the universe don't make mistakes. So I'm gonna have to say no. Overall, no. I was supposed to go. I remember for a long period of time, I used to pray to God all the time, and I used to ask him like, man, why do I go through all this stuff? Why do I gotta go through this? This niggas that's doing way worse shit than me, and they just not going through it. But then it started making sense when I really started being still and just listening. He was getting me ready. He was stretching me to get me ready for bigger stuff. And even right now, as I currently sit in front of you, I have trials and tribulations right now that's stretching me, that's getting me ready for the next level. And it's like, it just got to the point where now I ain't gonna say I'm comfortable with it, but I just know on the other end of it, it's gonna be the reward is gonna be beyond my eyes and beyond what my brain can wrap around. And I just gotta be ready and get the lesson in the middle part of it, because that's why he does it. So no, I wouldn't change, man.
All footprints leads to Hannah's.
Man, that's what I'm telling man. I'm a heavy part in the entertainment districts in Old Town Scottsdale. I am going to be a destination place. Like when people from Portland come, they come in to see Hannah's, but I want people from everywhere to, know Hannah's and come. Oh yeah, you the card, yeah. People from New Orleans, as soon as they know I got snowballs, they always want to, try it. Like, do it taste like home? I'm like, I got you. I mean, tell me if it don't. If it don't, tell me.
Right.
When I hand them that snowball and they bite it, they be like, oh my God. Man, it tastes just like home. I'm like, I got you. I'm here. Tell your friends.
Well, we can't wait
to
take the show on the road. Definitely.
I'm going to be in every major city where the sun is prominent there. That's my goal.
I mean, we have a lot of Black food truck owners, so I mean, there's space.
Yeah, the food truck industry is it's bigger now. I remember back in the day it wasn't like that, but now everybody is, they trying their hand, and it's big. But one of the things I noticed when I got here, it was a little. I mean, it's become like it's everywhere. It's just that everybody gonna be on the same page. Each one teach one, and let's grow each other. And that's a message that I like to give off to all entrepreneurs and all, especially in the food cart industry. It's like we all we got. I'm not in competition with you.
Yeah. We
can line up everybody down the road, and we ain't gonna be able to feed everybody in Arizona. There's over 1 million people here.
Right.
I just want 10% of it. That's it.
But people gonna support you no matter what. I go to the food truck rodeo. Me and my friends, they're like, "Oh, we want that." The money don't stop. Because we know
the money don't stop.
You're going there to eat, right? So the money don't stop.
You gotta eat. That's how it be, man. So that's what I tell everybody: just stay there, man, and don't. It's a lot of backbiting, a lot of this. Yeah. They biting off me. They biting off. I'm like, man, I came here. Don't nobody do snowball. They do snow cones and. Nobody do Kool-Aid pickles, and I stand on it. I realize like nobody does those. So,
but if they do, just know that you inspired them to do it.
Exactly.
I'm so past that point to even arguing and doing all that with people. I'll be like, you know what? Thank you. Like they said, imitation is the highest form of imitate. What is it?
Flattery.
It's flattery. Yeah. So it's like I ain't tripping. I just keep it moving because I know your product don't taste like mine, and mine sell every day.
Everybody wanted to be like Mike, right?
Man, that's how it is.
Yeah.
But that's the majority of my story, man. We done condensed it down. We done missed some huge chunks in there and some stories, but that's it, man. I just stayed down, man. I actually found my purpose in life, and I just been running with it ever since, man. And I
I
know
can.
it's way bigger. It's way bigger than me.
Yeah.
Everything I do, I know it's bigger than me, and I'm just glad God uses me to facilitate and to inspire. And my testimony is crazy, man. But I'm still writing it.
Yeah, you
So
said it's short, but we heard a good part of it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just
I
happy
can't
you
see
stayed
some
the
Kool-Aid
course.
That was Renee. That was a big part of it. That was one of them big demons that I had to fight and stay in the course. Because there were
Mm-hmm.
several times when I had every reason to veer off the freeway for a second and go get my hands dirty, and I chose not to because of my kids and my family. And I was like, no, I just don't want to do that because I know where it's going to be. It's not going to stop there. It's not going to stop there. It's going
Exactly.
to be a back and forth thing, and I don't want to do all that. I'm
That's
not
amazing.
going to do all that. I want to get some money and grow
Yeah.
old and watch my kids graduate and walk my daughters down and walk my son and my daughters down the aisle and be a granddad one day. Not no time soon, but
Yeah.
down the way. Down the way.
Mm-hmm.
what would you tell a younger, 18-year old or 18-year-old Alan Bell? What would you tell him?
I would tell them tough guys don't act tough. Don't follow the crowd. You are the crowd.
Mm.
And to
Mm-hmm.
get your money. And to get your money, man.
What's so crazy is that you were just listening to your story and listening to you say that you were looking, for acceptance and to be accepted into these crowds, not knowing that people were looking for the same thing out of you.
I was the that's heavy, man. I was the crowd. And I didn't realize that till I got older.
You were the crowd.
I was trying to be, like I said, I was fear being accepted, fear, but I was already the crowd. Like I was already
Exactly.
somebody. I was already a leader, a king, a born leader, a born king, a born everything. Just like
Mm-hmm.
I fought it though. I fought it. I remember my brother used to always say that, like you fighting your given talent, you fighting it. I never understood it. I was like, what do you mean? Like I'm just being me. He was like, no, you're not being you. You watering yourself down to be in rooms that you don't really need to be in when you need to be calling people to the other room with you. And I didn't
Exactly.
really get that until I got older. Now it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. That's why every chance I get, man, I big up, I pull somebody with me.
Mm-hmm.
Any information, any entrepreneur, like they're like, how I start a business. I got a folder in my phone that has all the links that it is to check the name, get the EIN, get registered. I send it to them. That's everything you need to start a business. That's the easiest part of starting a business is getting registered.
So we getting that ebook soon on Amazon.
Yeah, yes. That is. I've been inspired by that, and I gotta do that. I gotta
You
do that.
gotta let's get some
I
digital
gotta do
products
that.
out. Let's get some
Man,
digital products.
that's the key. I remember my business partner David said the goal is to be able to make money when you sleep. And that's
Exactly.
what that you got to be able to be. You have something for sale while you're asleep, and people are buying it. There it is. There. But
Exactly.
yeah, ebook definitely on the way. Tutorial videos on the way. How to on the way. Inspirational quotes on the way. I got all kind of stuff up my sleeve, man. I'm just staying the
Mm-hmm.
course, man. Staying out the way. I just gotta get my mind focused and get my feet. My feet is underneath me, but I just gotta I gotta get some more leg strength so I can stand up right and really get to it down here.
Oh,
Being
yeah.
being it's and that's why I love doing what I'm doing and showing how I'm showing out. Because back home, they're like, oh, it's just a popularity contest. They just doing that because he's popular. Don't nobody know me here.
Right.
Right.
I seem to be doing some stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. I like to stand on that.
Love that.
Me too. I love it too. It took me a while to get to this point in life. It did.
That's okay. Those were your footprints.
Yeah, I got some heavy ones. They get deep. They get deep at some points. It get real deep at some points.
And it's
But
supposed
it's supposed to though.
to.
I've been through a lot of stuff, so I know I can give it to somebody else to where they possibly won't have to go through it. At least they'll be able to identify it when they see it coming down the pipeline. They'll be, oh, that's what he was talking about. So I
Absolutely.
didn't. So I ended up not being that nigga that was going in and out of jail So I'm that old head that's on the street giving out that good game and that good
Mm-hmm.
inspiration and that good vibes and positive energy. Because it's enough. I feel like I'm pretty sure y'all can agree. It's enough negative energy out here. It's enough. You don't need
Yeah,
to be the person that's giving it out. It's enough. It's flowing freely. If you get on the
Yeah.
internet right now, it's flowing freely. But I hate that for us too. But
I
it's just
know. So
I can't do that.
tell us what's a good way to contact you if they want some of those Kool-Aid pickles that
They
you
want
have.
those Kool-Aid pickles. You can email me at Hannah's HANASNOWBALL capital A capital Z at gmail.com. You can email me your order. I accept Zelle, Venmo, Cash App. We have the flavors that we have is tropical punch, watermelon, and green apple. Next up on the line is gonna probably be grape because grape is a real popular one. I keep hearing about that. I need to bring back.
Mm-hmm.
Check us out on Instagram. Our handle is HANAS_AZ or Hannah's underscore PDX. But the AZ one is the one that's really active right now. But my goal is to definitely get Portland back open and running because I'm missing a lot of money on the floor, and it's really
Yeah.
getting on my. It's really irritating because I know I'm missing. Portland is definitely missing. I've had people tell me that Portland don't deserve it, but I love home. Home is the home.
Listen,
You
the
can't.
people that did what they did don't deserve it, but the others who support you deserve
Yeah, yeah, and they really took me to a different level of living. They did.
it. Mm-hmm.
They really was really rocking with me. I'm talking about rain, sleet, and snow. I'm selling
Yeah.
ice. I done sold ice. I done sold snow in 30-degree weather. I done sold chicken in 90-degree weather. And
Crazy.
you know,
How long has it been since you've been out of Oregon with your truck?
it'll be coming up on 2 years. Matter of fact, it's 2 years this month.
Wow. We gonna add your handles and your emails so somebody wants to order. This is gonna actually go live on Thursday, but
Please do tag me, and I can't wait to see the people's reaction as they watch this interview.
you gotta let us know.
And
Uh,
thank you for having me, man. I love. Yeah, I really wish. I'm pretty sure they might be in your mailbox, man. I'm telling you because I believe it said 429. I got the receipt. I meant to send you the receipt
It might be in my
that
mailbox.
tracking.
I haven't checked it in a couple days. I'm bad with that. Don't
You need
worry
to
about
go
it.
check that mailbox.
I know.
I'm telling you,
I'm bad.
it's probably in there. I'm almost sure it's in there
It is,
because I
and I'm
sent it.
gonna come to the shop, Leon, and we gonna do it on live.
Yeah,
I'm
do it
texting you
online.
soon. We get off. Make sure you go to that mailbox.
Not
It's the
tonight
trop.
though. It's dark.
I sent one of each. It's the tropical, the green apple, and the watermelon. I would definitely do the tropical and the green apple.
Okay.
You know,
We gonna-
it's gonna be an experience. You'll
I'm
see what I mean
excited.
when you taste it.
I'm excited.
I'm excited about life.
I love supporting my people. I feel like I do it on
I
the
do
low
too.
though. Don't nobody know that I be doing it until I post a picture and I'm like, oh, I bought this. Even my nieces, I support them and they like, what? Yeah, I don't
That's
have
how it works.
favorites.
That's how it works, though. Everybody
It
got to
is.
support everybody. If everybody supported everybody, we would all have some motion. I
Right.
don't see why people don't get that.
I
And
don't
don't
know.
be mad because you ain't got motion. Get out here.
Exactly.
Find
And I
some
don't even ask for
some-
discounts. Your price is your price. And I just pay it.
Man, when I go there someplace, I am very big on tipping because I know how customer service is. Only tip if you got good customer service. So if you got trash customer service, I am not tipping. I don't care who, black, brown. I don't care. You man, treat me good because I know how to. And I'll tell them too. I'm like, hey, slow down.
Right.
Get you a sip of water. You've been nonstop. I get it, man. Take your deep breath. I'll wait. Because I still want the food. I want mine to be served with good energy, though.
Yeah.
I don't want no bad juju.
Exactly. Well, I'm gonna check my mailbox tomorrow. It's dark outside. I ain't walking around the corner. But I am so excited, and I thank you so much for joining.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me. It was a good time.
Yes.
Good thing.
And I'm proud of you of staying the course and not backtracking and impelling forward. And
thank you. It was a hard road,
through, man.
It's still a hard road, but I got things going on, man. I got checkpoints and stuff to mark off my list before I get up out this earth, man. And I got my mom. My mom is still watching over me. My dad's still here.
Yeah.
My kids. Like, no, I gotta get it.
Your brother. Shout out
Everything.
to Aaron.
Yeah, shout out to my brother Aaron, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was so happy. He used to be like, I remember this is the same story he used to always tell. He was like, Al, man, I was having a meeting with a girl, because he's a real community activist, and
right.
he do a lot. He's touched a lot of front rooms, and he was like, Al, man, I was in this meeting with this girl, and she was like, how long is this gonna be? How long is this gonna be? And she was like, why? Like, we got somewhere to go. She's like, yeah, I'm trying to get across town so I can get to Hannah's. And she didn't know that was my brother. He was like, bro, she didn't know that was that I'm your brother. He said, but when she said it, I was like, damn, you really do it. And I remember he told me that story. He was like, I'm so proud of you, bro. Just keep going. He said, you doing it. You found your groove. And I was like, man, I did. I hit that corner. I remember one of my big idols, people that I looked up to, mentors, Tony Hobson and Ray Leary, on 2 separate accounts. They was like, they both told me the same thing. They was like, young man, we was just waiting on you to hit the corner. We always knew you had it in you. We seen it in you. We knew where you came from. We know your lineage. We seen your dad. We know your brother. We were just waiting for you to hit the corner. You didn't hit that corner, and you hit it real hard too. I was like, damn, these is them guys. So I'm like, yeah, I got eyes on me. So, everything I do is calculated, and I gotta, put my best effort forward, because I'm not stopping. It's quite clear that I'm not stopping.
Absolutely. I love that.
Well, I'm gonna be sure to do a video when I eat them.
Please do, man. Please.
Yeah.
I can't wait for y'all to
tag
try
you in it.
Yes.
Please do.
Yes. Then get your name out here. So it's gonna be Hannah's in NC Durham.
Yeah.
Tell
them. Yeah. I ain't tested. Well, actually, I had tested NC. The pickles have tested. I can't say they haven't. But I look forward to some more shipments out that way.
Exactly.
I didn't test about. I made a goal in this first year that said I want to test every 50 states, and that was the first NLT was the first one there.
Yeah. See, I was in your inbox, and as soon as you was like, I was like, oh.
You was. I was like, you did. You was very patient too. I appreciate that.
Remember, I tagged you. I was like, send my pickles.
You was like, check your inbox, Alan. I was like, man, my bad. I'm been hella busy.
That's okay.
But wherever I got it to you.
Mm-hmm. Whether you sent them or not, to me, I supported you. So that's just what it was. That's how I feel.
Yeah, so, no, they on their way.
I like it. I can't wait. When y'all get ready, don't be playing no games when I come up to the shop.
Oh no, I'm ready. What's your IG again? Is it
Hannah's HANAS __AZ? It should have my logo like little circles.
Underscore.
2 underscore AZ. You found it?
Yeah, I see it. You say his name Keith Lee? I see him right there.
Yeah. He's pinned at the top.
Yeah.
I keep that in heavy rotation. I'm Keith Lee reviewed, and I'm Ronnie approved, man.
I like that. Keith Lee approved.
Yeah. Hey, how many people How many people have you talked to that's actually been reviewed by Keith Lee?
I heard a lot about him, but you're the only one I know.
You're the only one I know. I was so proud of you. I was transferring your video to people.
Oh, it was a big day for me, man. I'm like, damn, I did that in 5 months. It was really like 4 or 5 months, and I was like, damn, I'm just getting started, and this is how it's starting here. I ain't really even got out there like that.
Then I was getting teased. They was like, "Oh, he from Oregon? Why he in Arizona?" I was like, "Man, here we go."
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Then I get the little joke. Oh, so only you and him from Oregon, right? Y'all the only 2 people. I'm like, man,
they don't think there's black people out there.
I get it asked all the time. All the time.
Oh, we're definitely out there.
Out there. Yeah,
definitely out there. It ain't no pushover now. Don't think that.
Right. Exactly. See, I get it asked all. Oh, it's black people in Oregon. Come on.
I used to get that when I would go back to New Orleans. They were like, "You from Oregon?" That's what they call me when I go to New Orleans. You from Oregon? You from Oregon? Oregon?
All the time.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. They're like, they black people up there, and they always bring up the Oregon Trail game.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah. I said, no, it's niggas there. Yeah, I said,
Right.
relax.
And we all
Real
play
ones too.
it. Don't
Yeah,
play.
we love the game. We love the game. I love
Right.
the game. But don't get it beside yourself though.
That's what when I first moved here. Don't let the accent fool you.
Man, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Whole nother side.
Right. Well, we thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank y'all for having me on, man. God bless you.
Yeah, no
Yes.
problem. Really enjoyed you, brother.
I know.
Thank you.
I'm
gonna
excited.
talk y'all ear off. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. I'm like,
And you wouldn't even thought of that.
crazy.
It went so good. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
you might be the longest one we had on here.
Yeah.
For real? I ain't
Mhm.
tripping, man.
I think
That's
so.
good, man. Got to get that good word out, man. God is amazing.
Yes. Thank you
All
so
right. If we keep pushing, man, I'll be rooting for you.
Y'all have. Thank you, man. I'm finna go be a dad, man. I appreciate y'all.
All
Hey,
right.
hang on, stay on for a minute.
Okay.
After we get off here. There you have it for another episode of the Impel Forward podcast. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.